Parenting skills for the real world. What drives behavior continued. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the Dr. Glasser behavior car and how it relates and how it can help us. So can you control an ant? I hate fire ants. They are horrible and they get everywhere and they bite. An ant that I'm talking about is an automatic negative thought. This is a cognitive behavior theory technique or phrase that they use, automatic negative thought. I have these daily. Something happens, say you're driving along, tra la 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 la, on your way to work, and someone just cuts you off and you almost get in a car wreck. You did nothing, you're minding your own business, observing the speed limit as you normally do, because you're perfect, of course, yes. No, I'm just kidding. However, the first thing that pops into my mind isn't a positive thought when that happens. It's usually something that's explicit. I can't say the words here because they're inappropriate, but I usually have some bad words that pop through my head, and I'm really frustrated when that happens. And you usually have like a very, very, very strong reaction to something like that happening. It's important that you understand that when that first reaction happens to you or somebody else, that you don't have any control over those automatic negative thoughts, your feelings when something first happens. However, this is also the same for your physiology. When someone almost hits you with their car, there's definitely some physical reactions. You have adrenaline pumping, you have fear perhaps, or anger with your feelings, and those have, physical responses with your body. You might have your blood run cold, or your blood boils, depending on who you are. I know that for myself, when I have an extreme emotional change, you'll see I'm a very fair complected individual, and on my chest and my face and neck, I might flush and change color, or I might go very, very, very pale. And if I've been crying, even if I clean up my face, my eyes will turn bright, bright green. So these are all things that you cannot have any control over when you're having an automatic reaction to something. They just go hand in hand. But you can listen to your physiology and your feelings. Okay? If you have a negative emotional response and a negative physiological response, that is your body and your feelings talking to you. And if you stuff them down or bottle them up, that you hear people talking about, or just smile through the pain that you always hear people discussing, that's actually not a very productive use of your negative emotions. First off, for yourself and for your children, it is okay, and anyone else around you, it's okay, and it's important to acknowledge that we're going to have negative emotions and feelings and physiology from time to time. When it's a constant thing, then that's a really serious thing that you may be coming here for, when it's like not just once a day, but throughout the day, that you're having super negative emotions and physiological reactions. That's very damaging both on your emotions and your body. And so if I have a negative emotional response, say at work, if I have it once every 2 weeks, something negative happens and it's pretty strong, that's a lot for me. If I'm having it daily, then it's time to sit down and for me to think about what's going on, to look at my needs, to see if my job is fulfilling those needs, or is it perhaps time for me to look for a different job or seek out a solution to certain problems. Use your negative emotions in a positive way and allow them to talk to you and speak to you and help you understand yourself better. Instead of beating yourself up over getting mad or upset or depressed or sad over something, try and figure out why you're feeling that way. And when you do this and you figure out how to do this, you can be an amazing role model for your child, because they will be head and shoulders above the rest if they will be able to have this level of emotional intelligence. So if you look at somebody, you can automatically just see through no words that are spoken. They're not talking to you about anything. You can tell how this person is feeling just by looking at them through their physiological aspects on their body that they're displaying. So the child is smiling. It looks genuine. So we can easily all say this child looks like they're happy. This one's a little bit different. Maybe it's what some people like to call on the left resting bee face. Or, the child on the right, hey, he could just be lost in his thoughts, or he might have just put on his hood and he's about to tell somebody to go put a stick in it. I'm not sure. Those are a little bit less when it comes to those expressions. These expressions, when someone is smiling and you can tell the eyes are kind of feeling that smile as well, that's when it seems really, really genuine, and it does help. A lot of times when the smiling through the pain, sometimes having some funny jokes that you can look at, or truly just getting yourself to laugh and redirect yourself. Sometimes just looking at the pictures may not be enough, so you may have some funny jokes that's on your phone or funny memes that really just crack you up. That really is a good way to kind of help your brain redirect itself. That's something I use with children all the time when they are clearly, their brain is flooded with emotions. The last thing in the world that's going to be helpful is for me to look at them and tell them to calm down. I'm going to try and get them to get to a point of calming down, but we're going to do it like in a way that's not just telling someone to stop what they're doing and calm down. Because usually that's the number one thing that's going to cause someone to actually do the opposite and escalate into a more negative behavior. You can look at these two gentlemen, and there's the settings in the background are totally different, but you can surmise perhaps that there's some sadness going on. Usually when you see someone with their head dropped a little bit, there's some frustration, tired, exhaustion. You can look at this and you can see that clearly they're not smiling. These are some great smiles. I love these smiles. They look so beautiful. I love looking at them. Very, very fun. So again, just look around and see what you perceive. Look at yourself. See what you're feeling. Listen to your emotions. Just because they're negative doesn't make them bad. So feelings and physiology are automatic. Awareness rather than judgment or blame is the key. So judging yourself or blaming yourself, or judging others and blaming others for, oh, this kid made me so mad, my son made me so mad, my spouse made me so mad. And just be aware, I am mad. I feel mad. I feel sad. I feel this. And being aware of it and just admitting it, that's a really powerful thing to truly state how you feel. Most of the time when someone's not okay and you just outright ask them, hey, are you doing okay? No, I'm just tired. You'll get some sort of generic response. There really is a lot of power in just saying, I feel this, at least in your thoughts, and just asking for some space and walking away and just like saying to yourself for a moment and saying it out loud really helps. I feel upset right now. I need a minute. I need some space to collect my thoughts. I have to do that. This is something that helps. I get upset. I get angry. I get frustrated. I work for the public school system. There's a lot of things in my day that can get frustrating, and in order to not let it stack up against me, I need to figure out what's going on.